three major players in the opposition who I think at some point have been in the ruling party, APC as we have today, from a new party called ADA. I even thought it was a cryptocurrency. ADA. You know, ADA is a cryptocurrency, if you guys know that. ADA, but this is a new political party. And the most interesting thing about the political party is that they brought a con, Agbado, to represent the stuff. But I'm going to play the first video right now.
Politics HQ on News Central Television, and there is a, what I call it, breaking story where we understand that a coalition of opposition heavyweights, including Atiku Abubakar, Nasir El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, and of course Umar Ado, have applied to INEC to register a platform, or called the All Democratic Alliance, also known as the
El-Rufai, Atiku, and Amechi. Three APC. I can still call them APC stalwarts, because I really, Atiku, was in APC as of 2015 when Buhari. It was part of the contester for the primaries at the time.
ADA. As a political party, the group says the move aims to offer Nigerians an alternative platform ahead of the 2027 elections amidst growing discontent and political realignment. Well, I still have Zari Yusuf, joining on this conversation, and also joining is Mr. Sam Amadi. Mr. Sam Amadi is the director of the Abuja School of Political Thought. Zari Yusuf is a former national coordinator of the Middle Belt Patriots. Let me start with you, as Mr. Sam Amadi. Thank you for joining the conversation. What do you make of this? A new platform, soon to be a political party called the All Democratic Alliance. And what we understand is that part of the pushers of this is the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who of course has been at multiple times the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Nasir El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, and a host of others. What do you make of this development, sir?
I think, well, thank you for having me, even though I'm in transit, but I think it's really expected, not a surprise. We heard about plans to either raise a political party.
Again, we're saying this was expected. Yeah, it was expected that they would come together. I'm talking about the political party currently that have some form of office holders. They're going to come together and then build an umbrella, which will be this big opposition party to take on Tinubu in 2027. I don't think this was expected in terms of just having Atiku. I'm not even sure if it's going to be able to bring PDP governors or PDP as a name, as a brand, to collapse it into this ADA. I still don't understand what the game plan is here.
Merge, sweep into existing one like SDP and the other party agency. So this is expected. And again, the news is that the coalition sponsors are created together they have put up a committee chaired by Dr. Amechi, and the committee has really recommended now that action be taken. So this is expected. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise at all. So, but again, the question is, what would INEC do regarding this new political party? Will they decide to, of course, the law is very clear. No.
INEC is going to register them. You see, that the problem that I have with people saying, oh, they want to reduce the number of political party, or they don't want people to be part of the democratic process. That's not true. The problem I have with some of these political parties is that they're just as good as nothing. So it becomes difficult for INEC to manage. And it's not, I don't even see how that becomes a major issue with people. Oh, INEC does not want to register more political party, because those political parties are nothing. Some of them can't even successfully contest and win a local government seat.
Petitions for registration, they should be registered. INEC had, based on the amendment to the Electoral Act, registered parties that didn't meet up with criteria, and those parties went to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court said that INEC has a power to register and register. So now that this new application presumably meets the requirement, I mean, we would expect that this level of Nigerians will be able to put together very basic requirement for registration in a presence in states in Nigeria, headquarter office, not being religious or ethnic-based parties, manifesto, constitution. So essentially, I believe that all that is required is in. It's not for INEC to.
They'll be registered like yesterday. In fact, INEC, if truly INEC is an extension of the APC, like people say, they'll be so glad to register this party. Because the more you could break the opposition, and I don't see PDP join this. I don't think Atiku has that temerity or I don't think Atiku has what it takes to bring all of these other governors to join this party. And I'm not sure PDP would want to collapse themselves into this party. PDP is already riddled with a lot of crisis. A lot of crisis. Like you even have Tinubu's loyalist Wiki already dismantling the party. And when you take Atiku out, I don't really see anybody that I can say this is the person that will be able to garner a lot of support from all the 6 political zones. So INEC is going to register them. I don't have any issues with INEC registering them.
Go through the due process and
let me see.
Whether it's Labour Party or other party, while a few stay on the court. So a time
rescue for the soul of Nigeria. Ask you now, as a young Nigerian, right? I mean, does this move feel like, a desperate rescue for the soul of Nigeria, or just another political move to fulfill or achieve personal political ambitions? Yeah.
Well, the word desperate is what I would underline in your statement, but rescuing Nigeria is not anywhere in the equation, regardless of the names there, whether El Rufai, whether Atiku, whether Amechi. Reason being, they have a track record. They have a track record, and the track record is they are career formers of coalition to wrestle power out of a sitting government. And basically, they don't do anything with it. They were there when the APC was battered. And for more than a decade, we have seen what the APC is to Nigerians. There is hardly any one of them that has not left a previous political party because he is disgruntled.
Yeah.
Because the piece of the pie is not actually what he expects. I am most certain that for a man like Nasir El-Rufai, if he was embraced, if he was at the corner of the table of this administration, he's not going anywhere. And I'll say to you, even if a bag of rice sold for 500,000 naira and a liter of fuel sold for 5,000 naira, he will tell you every good thing about the regime. So frankly speaking, when you see those names, you wonder, what coalition are you bringing? I mean, I look at the vehemence with which they fought against the PDP. I look at the vehemence with which they struggled to bring in Buhari. I look at the illogicalities with which they tried to intellectualize Buhari's failure for 8 years. And I looked at how vehement they wanted to bring in this particular regime, especially the like of Nasir El-Rufai, how he gloated, the kinds of comments he made, the disrespect that some of the northern elders suffered because of this campaign. And then all of a sudden, because you didn't get what you want, you are forming a coalition. So frankly, it's funny. And I think it's pathetic. I feel sorry for us Nigerians because these so-called elites, frankly, even though they are not, as far as whatever that word elite means, but what they do is the same group that brings in the failure, the failed government Once they are not getting what they want, they pull out of it and they tell the people, we are trying to form a coalition to remove them in power. So it's the same thing that is just recycling itself.
Let me just stop there.
Just that a group of...
This guy is on point. He's fully on point. If Nasiru El-Rufai, if he was a minister today, if he was a minister of whatever they give to him, he would not utter a word. In fact, he would be one of the fierce fighters for the Tinubu administration. Forget the reforms, forget the pains that Nigerians are facing. It's going to be like, this is the best government we've ever had since sliced bread. That's the kind of person that he is. And unfortunately, he has now decided to go on this vendetta to pull down the government that he helped form. And the question that I've seen El-Rufai, asked at different occasions is, what exactly is this government doing that you don't like? What exactly do you want this government to do? And when it comes to the reforms, he has always said, oh yeah, the reforms are okay, that we needed the reforms needed to have been done, but the government is a government that is led by Lagos big boys. Maybe that's a fair criticism, but that is not a sufficient basis for you to dump the party to go and form a new party and pull it down and say, oh, this government was going to be a one-time government. We're going to send him back to Lagos. That's what he said. He has no critical basis for him to go form. And I'm talking from an El-Rufai standpoint. Based on the argument he always makes. I'm not talking about Obi now, because he might have a more legitimate reason for him to lead a political party, to lead a coalition. But I'm talking from El-Rufai's standpoint. He's been in this government. APC ruled 8 years, destroyed critical metrics of the economy. Buhari's government was one of the most clueless government we've ever heard. And you never uttered a word. The only time you disagreed with him was towards the end of the presidency, when it was over for him, and they had the new Naira notes, and you saw that would have actually destroyed Tinubu's chances if things were not done to rectify the wrong. That was the only time I think you were at crossroad with Buhari. So for you to now come now and say, oh,
people taking turns exploiting something, and then somebody takes too long or takes too much, and then the next group would tell the villagers, let's gather and sack them, and then they continue doing the same thing the previous people have been doing. So yes, like Professor Sam Amadi said, it's not a surprise. It's expected that they will do so.
Okay.
There's none of them that is not desperate. That basically is it. And I think, unfortunately, their desperation for power takes priority over, their patriotism.
Yeah, and again, I don't think it's just desperation for power for all of them, because I believe that El-Rufai at this point he's not going to run as a president. I think El-Rufai is on a vendetta move. He wants to really show Tinubu that, we are the one in charge. We made you, we're going to destroy you. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, I'm just saying. But that's where El-Rufai is coming from. That's his goal. Because he's been ridiculed. Just this week, when Tinubu was at Benue State, he was ridiculed. Like, oh, the state is peaceful now. Thank God the shot man is no more there. That was what Tinubu was inferring. There's more collaboration, there's cooperation, there's development, there is peace. People are coming together against the previous government. That was a shade thrown at him. So he's all out for vendetta. And mind you, just before we continue, El-Rufai's son is still in APC. Okay? Atiku's son or family member is still with PDP, occupying active roles in those parties. So who's fooling who?
Nigeria. Yeah, that's unfortunate, and they have proven that.
All right, Yusuf. I'm sorry I just
as long as
interrupted. Yeah, Yusuf.
politics.
Thank you so much. We'll final take. One reason, we'll be taking our final thoughts on what we think, if at all, how much of an impact this might have ahead of 2027. Just stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on New Central Television. I still have my guest with me, Dr. Sam Amadi. Of course, he joins virtually. Thank you for staying with me, sir. I also have Zari Yusuf, who is also joining virtually. Now, Dr. Sam Amadi, just quickly, let me put it to you directly. Looking at this, will I call it platform or movement, if at all, or association, because it's not yet registered as a political party, should it be registered by INEC?
100%.
How much of an impact do you think this coalition would have ahead of 2027 election? Should the APC have sleepless nights, considering the caliber of people?
I mean, they should always have sleepless nights.
Also on describing it as some sort of northern coalition, given the political heavyweights that make it up.
Not really.
Should the APC,
amateurs from
as a result of this? Is this formidable?
Doesn't I don't know.
Well, I think it's formidable. Look, politics in Nigeria, all over the world, is about personalities and how they come together and the level of coalition.
The sound is not really too good. Like, I don't know. I said it was moving around. The sound is not too good.
My friend Yusuf Zakari is right about maybe the performance, ethical qualities of these originators. The fact is, politics is about, the people they want to take power from Atiku and Co are not better than them in profile. So it's unfortunate that the Ghanaian author, Ayapama said, the beautiful ones are not yet born. Those who have the pedigree, the ethical behind, perhaps to save Nigeria are not coming forth. So, having said that, I think it's formidable. I think APC should be worried for 3 reasons. One, APC is not doing very well. If elections are free and fair,
there's an argument there.
That they will lose and lose by. Because if they're not delivering, whether it's by a force, because are beyond their control, more hunger across the country, look at energy costs, look at devaluation, currency.
Okay, so at times it's very tough to defend the APC, to be honest with you. It's very, very tough. There's a part of me that said, you know what, it's done the reforms. The reforms were necessary evil that should be done. The reforms would not have been necessary if we didn't have morons or retards rule the country from 1999 up until. Tinubu was in Benue State, and the guy got stuck in some form of massive plot. And it's not, oh, this is just a one-off incident. No, this is the daily reality of Nigeria. The question you ask yourself is this guy has just been in power for 2 years. He was practically not involved in the last 8 years of Tinubu, or of Buhari. So in his mind, it would be like, the people before me were just retarded and wicked and corrupt. No major reforms that would lift the country forward. But at the same time, you have an association with the same set of individuals that have destroyed this country. In fact, you helped practically to install the last one that really took the country back so many years. So again, it's really difficult. So right now, I think APC, for them to still retain power, good reforms in terms of, currency reforms, in terms of, what is it called again? Subsidy removal and all that, it was needed. Like anybody telling you, oh, there is hunger, oh, price of oil or price of gas is high, doesn't really know what he's talking about. Because when you look at it, price of gas is really what the price of petrol is what it should be. Okay, so that's not a good yardstick for you to determine that. What you need to, like, if you complain about the people in government, the association, the APC politicians, they're still the same set of corrupt people that have brought us here, I totally agree with you. And that is what has led to all this. But if you're just saying, oh, now prices are high because of Tinubu, no, prices are high because we had evil leaders in the past that never actually moved the country forward.
Look at people who are poor, who are out of school, who are out of job, who are out of medical. So basically,
Dr. Sam, I'm sorry, we need, Dr. Amadi, I'm sorry, but we really need to go. I just want to hear what you said.
Oh, the sound is, this thing is bad. The production is really bad.
You said an election right now, you can put your money down that the ruling party would lose if it's fair.
No.
Yes.
No. The ruling party would not lose if there's an election today. Most people think they understand politics. And unfortunately, they don't. People don't see. Politics is not just a game of, oh, I think people are suffering, so then let's bring this new guy. It's more deeper than that. Nigeria, especially Nigeria, where people vote based on tribe, based on certain sentiment, based on religion also. And again, if we're forming a new party today, now we have the PDP that we don't even know what they're doing. We have LP that Peter Obi can put them under his reign. If an election is done today, bro, either you like it or hate it, either Tinubu is evil or good or whatever, I don't think that the APC will lose. Oh yeah, people are suffering. Okay, I know. Election in Nigeria is a different ballgame.
If it's fair. So I think that this coalition, depending on what happens,
fair is subject to your interpretation.
Defeat the behavior. The Nigerian voters who control constituencies or resources or influence or structure, as they say, strong, but may or may not defeat them, depending on what happens to other parts of this coalition.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Azari Yusuf, the former national coordinator of the Middle Belt Patriots. Also, Dr. Sam Amadi is the director of the Abuja School of Political Thought.
So that's it. I don't know, but I maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't, but I'm just saying. That's the reality we're facing right now. I don't think that this coalition is there yet, because now there is even no path. Will PDP lose its name? Because PDP has a brand. Okay, you might not like them, I don't like them, but they have a brand already. Will PDP lose its brand because of this new party? Who's gonna know Ada or ADA or Ada? I don't know. So to me, I feel that what is happening right now just seems to me that the opposition has lost it. Now let me hear this guy's analysis of
administration is really making life difficult for the oppositions to the point where they have to start forming unreasonable friendship and illogical coalition. I saw this picture here and it was tagged Northern Force. Apparently, this is some kind of opposition structure. But then I asked.
Again, I have a problem with the way the North. And I don't hate the North. I'm not I believe the North has been a very good alliance partner for the Southwest. I don't hate the North. I don't hate them at all. In fact, these are people that some of them, like El Rufai, used to be someone that I really, really respected. But I mean, I don't know if now, but that's what I mean. Now, the problem I have with the North, okay, is at what point has a Northerner being the president of this country really, really benefited the North and moved the development of the North to reach the common person? I'm not talking about the elites. I'm not talking about the big guys. I'm not talking about those guys that are always, getting from the government. When has the Northern presidency or dictatorship helped the common Northern man? I'll wait. You guys were there 8 years of Buhari. Just 2 years. It's not even up to 2 years. 1 year of Tinubu in power. You guys were like, we're going to show him who we are. We're going to show him the power we have. We're going to show him that you will never, ever in your life deal with us or talk to us anyhow or treat us anyhow again. We're the Northerners. And Tinubu is like, what have I done to these guys? They have appointment just like every other state should have appointment. They're not even talking about their common man. They're talking about appointments. Appointment that for the past how many years of the formation of this country, Nigeria, I've not really seen it benefit the common man in the north. Because they're bedeviled with what? Hunger, poverty, what else again? Insecurity. So how will this northern force again help them? But I digress.
Asked myself, what kind of structure is this?
Structure of criminality.
I agree with Obi on this one. You must have heard people say things like toothless bulldog. Now, for the fact that that bulldog is toothless does not affect his look. It looks very aggressive. It barks so loud, but it certainly cannot bite. That is the exact feature of this structure. Of course, they look like heavyweights, El Rufai, Wadada, Tagwaye, Shehu Musa, but all I see here is a group of people with fragmented platform, internal distrust and struggle for power, and then ideological incoherence. A coalition that is obviously reactive and not visionary.
I agree. I think at the end of the day, when you go back and look at El Rufai, I believe the singular mistake he made was to have left APC that early. Seriously. There was no basis for it. You were ridiculed. We get it. I agree. I was like, I know, maybe Tinubu shouldn't have treated you the way he did. I mean, I agree. There's a reason for that grievance. I understand. But bro, for 8 years, Tinubu was put on the sideline. He almost even lost the structure of the party. Have you not noticed, have you not thought about it? That everybody that was appointed by Buhari were not people that were really loyal to Tinubu. 100%. After he gave them the VP who later on turned against him, everybody appointed were not loyal to Tinubu. From Fashola already had beefs with Tinubu, so it was in the interest of capping Tinubu's power that they actually appointed Fashola to be the Minister of Power and what else, and infrastructure or whatever, or works. It was deliberate. And then who else again? Fayemi wasn't. Fayemi, they already had some falling out. What about Rahul Faragbeshola? Where is it? So it was deliberate. They needed to cap in. For 8 years, dude was not crying, oh, they want to destroy my political career. Oh, how I helped Buhari. In fact, 2019, he campaigned for him again, which I believe that Buhari shouldn't have even gone for that second term. But 8 years is 8 years, right? Agreement is agreement. So the same guy now is returning the favor, and they're like crying like babies.
With different failed politicians from different political parties with different ideologies. So a coalition that is just flirting around with multiple political parties. Yesterday is ADC, today is SDP, tomorrow it might be STD. And you see all of them like this, they don't like themselves. Yeah, they don't even trust themselves one bit, but because they have one common intention, let's stop the moving train of the renewed hope agenda. But then Nigerians are smarter now. Come 2027, campaign will not just be cho. You go show workings.
You have to show workings.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been showing in just 2 years that you want to come and form this shabby opposition. I think Nigerians will fall for this. Look at what
people are smarter now.
Yesterday.
People are smarter now.
Achieved in just 2 years what El Rufai could not achieve in 8 years. In fact, should President Tinubu continue like this till 2027, if you contest against President Tinubu in 2027, should he continue like this, it is just like you declaring to Nigerians that you are an enemy of progress.
Of the states. I agree. Like, I felt El Rufai should have been more strategic in it. That's my thought. I don't know. It should have been more strategic. You left for a party that I don't even know, SDP. Like, yeah, SDP used to be popular in the 93s. Not now. Not now, bro. Why would you leave now? It just doesn't make sense. This is another opposition. But I'm not gonna go through this. Peter Obi swore Agba for life. Like I don't even know where Peter Obi comes in all of this story. And Dejade Oju, I don't really like his politics, but he said the only way is if all of them come together. Even now, coming together doesn't even guarantee. And I'm not saying that it's a straight ticket for Tinubu, because the calculation is there, might favor him, but I don't think it's just a straight one. Okay, but we'll see. So this guy is fronting the coalition. Coalition of Nigeria announces leaders in the 6th geopolitical zone in the country ahead of 2027. North, Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar doesn't even have that hold on PDP like he used to in his first term as VP. That was first time 1999 to 2003. He had a lot of power in PDP. Right now, it's moved around. All those power don't win, right? David Mark, I don't even know. Like, is he still in politics? Nasiru El-Rufai, I don't think anybody in Kaduna will want him back. Given all the calamities that happened in the south of Kaduna when he was governor. Rotimi Amechi, I mean, we just heard recently that he has never won anything since he left government. Peter Obi, is Peter Obi part of this new coalition? Where's Rauf Aregbesola? I don't think Rauf Aregbesola will be telling an average Yoruba man what to do. But I mean, it's left to be seen. I don't know what you guys think, but maybe I don't know even what I'm talking about. But I just feel that this ADA, I'm not seeing any governor from PDP here. When I say, oh, PDP is corrupt, PDP is bad and all that, but seriously, they hold the structure. Okay? They hold the structure of politics right now. And that's the reality. Yeah, let's see this guy. Okay.
Disguise yourself in any way you like. Name yourself any new name. Give yourself any identity you like. But for a fact, we know who you are. Who you have always been. Now still now. Don't they do it? Hey. We know any name you like, give yourself. Kidnappers, Boko Haram, bandits, this one, headsmen. Now, we know you. And when the time comes, we come for you. The way you come for us, which will.
When the time comes, when is the time? If you really know them, see, that's the problem I have with activism. When will the time come since 1999, bro? If you really know them, if you really know who they are, if you really know if they're the one, making things tough, then if you've made a claim, back it up, bro. Back it up. I don't understand this. Oh, we know those people that are causing evil or havoc in Nigeria, they're from this party, they're this elite, they're just politicians, we know them and all that. But you're not saying anything. Just like Dele Farotibi. Was it Dele Farotibi? Yeah. I was like, oh, I personally experienced corruption from Afe Babalola in my practice. In the course of my daily practice, I experienced corruption. The guy waited for 11 years and then wrote a book. You did that. Was that petition filed at the tribunal for conduct? No. Then you wrote a book and then you were going all around saying, oh yeah, you saw the corruption. And now I wish that case had continued. Let's go.
You. And put you where you deserve, away from society. Yes. We put you and all your peers together. If you even give now one whole area, you know, say China. Now one whole country, they give their all the wicked Chinese, they give them one whole country. Take Taiwan. All you wicked, evil, elitist, bourgeoisie, which they make us suffer for over 100 years with Igbo. Straight.
Really? Okay.
Somebody say, tell me who you think is more competent than Peter Obi. Showore
Yeah,
is more competent than Peter Obi. You.
No, I don't think so. I put it two of them on the same pedestal. I put the two of them, Showore and Peter Obi, on the same pedestal. They're not new in this game. What have they been able to put together? I would even say maybe Obi is a little bit better. Showore, the problem with Showore is that Showore doesn't live in reality. Okay, he was maybe at some point in Nigeria history instrumental to the fight for democracy. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's done his own good stuff, but I just feel Showore didn't really. He was not able to break the lead from that SUG NAN stuff. He still thinks everything is a looter. So he still carries the SUG stuff. He was not able to grow above the SUG level or the NANS level since the 90s. And it's quite unfortunate. I mean, at times when I asked Grok one day, tell me the 2023 elections and those who like the numbers. And apart from even bringing the first top three, Tinubu, Atiku, and Obi, even the other ones that they brought, they didn't even mention Showore there. And Showore will still go. And when you look at his Twitter profile, you see 2023 presidential contestant or aspirant. Bro, that in itself, doing the same thing again and expecting a different result is BS.
You, Mawe, they ask the question, you are more competent than Peter Obi. You don't understand?
You didn't get that? You asking the question, you're more competent. I wish Peter Obi could, I don't know, like his performance as opposition has been underwhelming, to be honest with you. And how do you know? Everybody was like, oh, we got a new leader in Peter Obi. And then he started dropping the ball. Over and over and over. It was so bad. Look at the state elections. LP has been, oh God, underwhelming. And now his opposition is just limited to just Twitter and traveling to places where they are mourning. No clarity. No focus on purpose.
So yeah, we need to end open grazing, and our journalists need to do more in humanizing our people. Thank you very much for joining this live.
Okay.
Spend this money wisely. That's what I was saying. Spend the money wisely.
I don't know what he's talking about, but that's it. Let's see. Showore is more competent than Peter Obi. Yeah, this was when Tinubu was he had a job on what's it called again? Rufai, but I'm not gonna watch this. It's 17 minutes. I might watch it later, but I'm not gonna watch it now. Let's see. Okay, let me cross over. Let me talk about Benue State, guys. There's a big problem.
The perfect summer evening at the cabin, stocked with all your fave.
There's a big problem. There's a really, really big problem. And again, I'm trying to conceptualize and try to think about this. How did we get here where there was a perfect trajectory? We knew that there was problem in Benue State, in Plateau State. And nothing was done until it claimed the life of 200 innocent people. At least I would say maybe one of them was not innocent. Maybe one of them was part of the people causing problems. But I would say at least 199 of them was innocent. And even the one causing problems shouldn't have led to his to that. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But then there's been some theory flaunting up and down about the role that VDM is playing in all of these things. Now, I'm not a Bratel or Retard or whatever they call themselves. But I just want to listen to these and let me know what you think. And I'm going to be pausing this and maybe reacting to it. So this guy is a known hater, okay? Like when you see this guy and you see VDM, you will know that there are two different streams of water and they don't meet. They don't meet at all. So he's claiming that they need to investigate VDM. That something sinister is happening. Let me play that for you.
That thing was not supposed. Very dark man. Well done. However, tell Nigerians the truth. So what you are trying to tell us now is that you have never been to Benue State before. You don't know anybody in Benue State, but you left Abuja, went straight to Benue State, and you went straight to a crime scene. You got there before the families of those people. You got there before news reporters.
You know, when I saw him at that location, something within me was just like, this doesn't add up. I don't know. I'm not saying he's involved or he has anything to do with it or he has some information or he has a link to guys doing stuff. Something within me was like, number one, I started having issues with VDM when that GTB issue happened. When he said, oh, GTB is going to go down if they don't restore my mom's money that they stole, that they removed by mistake. And the gullible ones followed him. And I'm like, at the end of the day, that was the easiest investigation. If he calls himself an investigator or a truther, that was the simplest investigation that VDM could have done. Your mom, GT. Like, before you even come on here, that was the simplest investigation. Like, in the world of investigation, because the subject matter is there and you have access to the bag. All you just needed to do was to ask for the statement. Or ask your mom questions, Mama, what happened? That was the simplest investigation. So when he came out and made a fool of himself and said, hey, we went to the bank and then they showed that the money came in and then I gave the money and then I transferred the money. I'm like, dude, are you that dumb? So this was what happened. When he appeared and he showed out, I'm like, this thing doesn't make sense. Like, the blood was still fresh. People were still mourning. People were still even saying, what happened? And then he was there, started saying, oh, I met the police. And then the police were shooting. And then they were saying that some people are doing stuff there. And I said, no, let me go there, don't shoot. I'm like, what's happening? I don't even understand. But let's hear.
You came from another state and you quickly went there to film it before any of the villagers. You went there, you got there before security agents. You are not a risk, news reporter. You not be government agents. You not be anything. No. You just went there by divine intervention. You just went there. You don't know anybody for business. You just go straight. You now went to film bodies of people. You talk, say these are children, because you know, say children go move anybody around the world. You know. Nigerians, this is not anything personal. This thing don't first happen in 2014. You don't understand? 2014, the then Minister of State for Education is as a Minister Wiki. He wrote a letter at that time. He wrote a letter to the governor of Benue State. He tell and say, "Be careful, be careful." Like they've already known about an attack about the people who want to write WAEC. He wrote that letter. That letter leak online. You know, understand? And nothing was done. All of a sudden, in April, that attack, like it was a full month. You know, after they don't want the governor at that time. The governor at that time was our current president, VP, vice president.
There are no coincidences. There are no coincidences anywhere. Forget it. Everything happening. It's beyond Nigeria. It's beyond Nigeria. Now, I put the whole blame on the service chiefs, on the current administration and the previous administration. Don't get me wrong. I won't sit here and say, oh, other countries. Bro, it's your territory, it's your country, deal with it. It's your country, it's your territory, deal with it. Okay? It's your territory.
His Excellency Shetima, Naim at that time. So now, that was the reason why President Jonathan, they cry for national television, because they don't already know this thing. They don't want the people. That thing was not supposed to happen.
There is God, though.
And that's why she was crying. There is God,
blood
though.
that
The
they are
blood
sharing.
people are sharing. There is God,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they don't already get the information.
Yeah.
You know understand? But
There are
they
no
use them
coincidences,
for
bro.
political. They turn out to political thing. All of a sudden, they blow up everywhere around the world. Michelle Obama, they hold this thing free.
Yesufu, that was what made Yesufu also blow now.
Bring back our guests, all those things. This is the same thing that's happening for 2027. All of a sudden, VDM just went to
Yeah. Now, let me cut in there. Do you know that security has always been an issue with it, right? But 1 year into Tinubu's presidency, they're not decided that, no, we're no longer going to support this guy. And I knew then, I said, watch, you will start seeing security mishaps. I knew it. I just said, watch. It's just going to be like, pa, in quick succession. Now, 2014, Chibok Girl, 2015, insurgency, all of that. Who do I put the blame on? I put it squarely on Jonathan. See, you are the Grand Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces for a reason. I am not. Maybe when I become, I would understand, but right now, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. This one again, I'm putting it on the foot of Tinubu. You've got to fix it. If you don't, it's going to be a stain on your stuff. Just like Kaduna massacre is a stain on El Rufai. No matter where it goes today, people are like, bro, you want to rule the country? Why didn't you fix Kaduna?
Time saying he has never been to that state before. He just go to film that thing. Who give him the information? Nobody's a fool now. DSS, see, every major attack in Nigeria, DSS, they already know about them. Every major thing where they happen. If DSS don't know about them, they're not supposed to be there. They're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If DSS don't know about any major attack, then we're not supposed to have DSS. We they scrap them. This same DSS, they carry VDM recently. People don't know the reason why they carry them. If DSS only carry you, now security, now high security issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, let's leave that aside. VDM, tell Nigerians the truth. Who is tipping you off? When you go Anambra, you talk, say, now one security agent, now in TP off. Me, I know say all this things are for 2027. I know. Because you have started discrediting all the news channels in Nigeria. Nobody good. You say, now only you and Tunde no collect money. You.
Yeah, again, when I heard that thing, I was like, what's happening? Like, the guy came out and said, oh, Instablog is bad. This one is bad. That one is bad. Everything is bad. I'm the only one. Talk to Today no, blah, blah, blah. If they even want to give Today enough money, but say, may no do something for Peter Obi. So Today Ednord is collecting money to promote Peter Obi. And it's not an issue with you, but other people, the ISP that want to also give him money, and you're like, oh, they want to bribe him. I'm like, dude, you're overrated.
You go reject money. You will collect money from 100 million from this thing. We see the way they lie down from Don Jazzy. Who tipped you off? This was the same way you discredited all the NGO. You say all the NGO bad. You prove to everybody that all the NGOs they are bad in this country. Till today you never do anything. I talk at that time. Nigerians say, oh, na jealousy. I am asking you again so that you don't think that everybody is dumb in this country. Who tipped you off? Tell us the truth. Who are you connected to or with? Who are the people? Are they politicians? Are they high security people? Are they the same people that we are supposed to hold accountable? Waiting they happen. There is more that you where they expose people. You can't they keep information. They show us one part. I beg you. Everywhere good, my people. Everywhere good. This is not anything personal. This is the truth. Everywhere good. Do you want to hear? Shalom.
Okay, so I saw this and I went through it. I'm like, okay, fine. I don't know if this assertion is true. I don't know if this is conspiracy. But it just doesn't seem right. And I'm beginning to like, what's really happening? What's happening with this guy? I don't trust anybody. Okay. It's politics and things are crazy out there. So when things are crazy out there, you want to examine everything. Now, you don't take it hook, line, and sinker. I know this guy has a beef with VDM and they've been going at each other for a while. So I'm not just going to take what it says. But again, maybe there's a reason to reason and think that it might be actually doing something. So I was like, okay, fine. Oh, D1 is going to talk and say, oh, everything is bad. Everything is bad. Let's D1. We know he doesn't like this thing. We know he's always been doing that, right? We understand. Okay, fine. But then I now stumbled on another video, another clean video, almost echoing the same thing that this dude is talking about. And that's why I'm like, okay, maybe now I need to comment on this. I need to say something. Let's listen to that.
I've been trying to connect the dots and try to make sense of the whole thoughts that I had last night. And it wasn't really, adding up to me. It was smelling fishy. I'm not making this video to accuse anybody. I'm not making this video to say that anybody is guilty of anything. These are just genuine questions out of a place of concern from the observation I had. I was even thinking if I thought I should make this video in the first place, but I couldn't withstand, running away from my conscience. I had to, ask these questions so that the persons that their names will be mentioned in this video can come out and clarify the air and let the people know what is actually going on. Remember a few days ago, I made a video and I said that this whole situation in Benue State is politically motivated.
Yep.
And the chief of army staff came out to verify that it is actually politically motivated. And in that same video, I asked a question. I asked if Very Dark Man is part of the whole political game. Because the whole thing was looking fishy to me. I was trying to understand the whole situation, and it was still looking fishy to me. So if there was anybody I could have suspected or start asking questions from regarding what transpired in Benue State, it would definitely be the first person that got to the scene of the crime.
It's part of the
government, before any other person of public relevance. On the 13th of June, Very Dark Man made a huge debit from his NGO account, a debit of 57 million naira. 57 million naira. Now, yesterday I made a video and I asked a question. If Very Dark Man's NGO account is used for money laundering. And today, I'm asking another question. Is the NGO account used to launder money for terrorism? It's a question. Is it used to launder money for terrorism? 13th of June, 14th of June, and 15th of June were very important days for Very Dark Man.
Wow.
Very critical days for Very Dark Man.
Wow.
On the 13th of June, he debited 57 million naira at once to an account, a GT Bank account that the name ends with KAR.
Shako.
I made some research on my AI yesterday, and I was asking which tribe in Nigeria does the name end with K-A-R? I asked for Igbo, there was no result. I asked for Yoruba, there was no result. I asked for Hausa Fulani, and it gave me a result. Abubakar.
Wow.
So presumably,
wow.
57 million naira was sent to Abubakar.
Well,
on the 13th
allegedly.
Of June.
Okay, allegedly.
And on the 14th of June, that attack happened. On the 15th of June, Very Dark Man was the first person to get to the scene of the crime.
Yeah, that's
when he made that
bro.
video he posted, I mean, you could see the smoke. You could literally see the smoke in the background. Meaning it was barely hours after the attack he got there. Very, very prompt, very fast. A day after he transferred a whooping 57 million naira to a certain account that I'm suspecting might be Abubakar, the attack happened. A day after the attack happened, he visited Benue. Do you know how well informed you will be to get to the exact place the attack happened?
Same thing D1 was saying.
If you have never been to
Same
Benue
thing
before,
D1 was talking about.
coming from Abuja, and you were so prompt. You came at the right time.
That means you booked your ticket, or you could get to the airport and book tickets. So maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe that doesn't make sense. But I'm just saying.
Was he already in Benue before the attack? Maybe coincidentally. Is it possible that he was in Benue? Because in that video he posted, he never told us when he actually arrived in Benue. He only told us when he arrived in Yelewata, the village the incident happened. He never told us when he arrived in Benue State. So when did he arrive in Benue State? Did he go to Benue State that same day? That 15th? Did he go to Benue State on the 15th? Did he go to Benue State on the 14th? This is the most important question. This is the most important question. When did Very Dark Man arrive Benue? If he got to that place before anybody, and the attack happened on the 14th, and he got there on the 15th before anybody else, might look as if he anticipated the attack.
Wow. That's an heavy allegation. That's a pretty heavy allegation. But it's just saying. It didn't say it did. Just say it might be as if, right? So bro is trying to protect himself, okay? And again, he's just asking questions. I wouldn't take it out.
And he needed to be around to film it, to cover it.
Bro.
I'm just having this crazy thought in my mind. I don't know. Because there was still smoke everywhere when he arrived there.
It was still fresh.
So after the attack on the 14th and you got there on the 15th at the exact time, at the right time, not being afraid if those bandits will come back. How you got to that place at the right time as a first traveler to Benue State?
Yep.
Who were you communicating with? Who gave you directions? You know, did you go there on your own? Did you make research on how did you locate that place? Who were you communicating prior to your visit to that place? Because if you did not communicate with anybody in Benue before you got to Benue, how did you locate that place at the right time? The timing, if he went
timing
to
is
Benue on the
everything,
16th,
bro.
I wouldn't have
Timing
had a problem. But he went there at the right time. That is the
Timing is
concern.
everything.
If you have never been to Benue, you have never spoken to anybody in Benue, how did you locate that place at that time? Somebody very credible has to give information.
The
Maybe
exact
the residents of
village.
that community or the perpetrators of that attack. I'm just thinking.
So we need to carry all of that.
People of Benue have been begging you to visit Benue, to visit Benue, to visit Benue before that attack happened. I myself, personally, I have been demanding that you visit Benue as well. I've been pressuring you to visit Benue as well. Why didn't you visit Benue before the attack happened, when the people of Benue were requesting for you to visit Benue? What were
So
you,
could it be?
why were you skeptical?
So could it be that those people that have always been telling him to visit, maybe he just doesn't know anything about that. Maybe he's not even involved. You know, maybe he's just trying to do his activism work and help people. Could it be
unlimited grocery delivery with PC Express Pass?
You know, could it be that those people that have been pressuring him to visit Benue at that certain time, or when that thing is happening, just told him this is what we're going through? Because it's also plausible. Okay, that's really, really plausible that, oh, they've been saying visit Benue, we're under attack and all that, and he's been making arrangement, he's been talking to people, he's been, you know, trying to get to the bottom of the issue, doing his own investigation. Because I'm not sure if he does any, but assuming. And then this attack happened, and I'm like, whoa, where's VDM? We've been trying to let him come over here. So I'm saying maybe that's a reason. I wouldn't say that, you know, it could be. And again, not to negate what you're saying, because you're asking critical question here. I'm just saying, could that have been, you know, the reason why he got there at that point in time? Because he already started, you know, maintaining certain links, talking to people, trying to see how we could help. Maybe I'm just asking.
I mean, you were very fast to visit Plateau State. Why were you delaying, or why did you delay to visit Benue? Why did you delay to visit Benue? Were you waiting to make a statement when you visit Benue? Were you waiting for a major tragedy to happen so that by the time you enter Benue, you will be all over the news, you will make a statement and all that? Were you anticipating something that led to your delay in visiting Benue?
That's a good question.
These are just genuine questions.
Yeah.
Why were you delaying to visit Benue State? That you visited Benue State immediately the incident happened. Yes, you are concerned, but what's the underlying motive? You got them even before the governor.
What? Really?
Were you anticipating something to happen so that when you enter Benue, you can make
so
a
that's
statement
it.
of the awareness you have created? I was pressuring you a lot of. I saw content from Benue people begging you to visit Benue. Why did you wait as if you knew?
So it's the same thing.
All these questions, all these crazy thoughts wouldn't have popped into my mind if you had, you know, come out immediately to tell Nigerians why 62 million left the NGO account.
57?
And, you know, and all that. So these crazy thoughts are coming because you have delayed to
clarify.
To give us updates, feedback on why such a huge amount of money left your account recently. We know that one thing terrorists love after a major attack is publicity.
100%.
They love publicity.
They go to where they could get maximum impact, maximum pressure, maximum publicity, maximum clout, and all that. At the same time,
it's also publicity for the attack, for the incident that happened.
Yeah.
And if at all they want massive publicity, I mean, who else could they have used if not the most influential person in Nigeria on social media? I'm just saying, was it all publicity? Is it, it's just a question.
Well, that's a good question.
Because with publicity comes
let me see what people are saying.
That
you people are so daft.
The whole terrorist agenda is progressing. And when
maybe, but this is the second person saying that. VDM is trying to draw attention to calamities in Benue, and you're busy trying to determine for the issue. When you get sued for defamation, he's not getting sued for defamation, bro. He's asking questions. He's been able to allow to clear the air on this. He's doing a great job, no doubt, but this is suspicious. VDM should not respond to every idiot, charlatan, wake up the brainwave up. See, dude, you are wise. They think we are daft. This is all they could come up with from their WhatsApp group to distract Nigeria from the failure of Tinubu and APC government. Your papa, they crazy. Does very black man not do the same? You know, too, they get emotional, and this is madness. Oh yeah, it's stunned, make him defend. Yeah, he also does that, so it's fair game. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It's fair game. It's fair game. Okay, fair game is fair game. Let's see this one. Everything is adding up now. No one of VDM was the first to break the news of the Owa massacre. Man was already on ground, like NTA correspondent. Same day report say he made a swift withdrawal from his NGO account. Please continue, sir. We're glued to this documentary. Okay, this young man should change his medication immediately or stop what happened. You know, bro, from the facial expression, you can say it's not smart. Google Map will lead me to any location. 57 to an account KR doesn't provide any exactly. I don't know if that's it. Yeah, that's true. If the had gone to Benue earlier, it would have made security agents to beef up security and somehow overpower the attacker. Are you high? They are trying to silence VDM Empire for speaking up. You guys all play politics without conscience. What happened to Benue? Yeah, so again, we will not fall for this distraction and set up agenda. Again, I'm saying that it's plausible. Two things can be right. This could be a distraction. But at the same time, this could be plausible. Okay? And it's not saying that he is involved. Okay? I know this guy doesn't take it easy with your video. Shallow thinkers that consider 99.9% of VDM supporters will not see sense in this question. Rather, responses will be nothing but useless abuses. VDM joining Benue youth to protest was self-aggrandizement. It should go to Edo State, where it's from, and protest mothers who have cried out against Fulani herdsmen attack and the farm. Oh, so it's from Edo State. I don't know. Okay. If that was the person, even VDM says CDS is not sure of what the problem is. How did he know that CDS is not sure? Okay. Anyone who read the book Titled The Almighty will be able to connect with what this guy is saying. It's plausible. Like at this point in time, if you've grown up a little and you can ask some useful questions or try to connect some dots, then maybe you're the daft one. Maybe you're the one that is retarded. Learning that you're supporting Shuki Moabi. Lo, what are you doing on social media? My God. Oh, okay, so this one is saying that the guy is just doing it for content and all of that. You are the person that needs to be questioned. It's like you're being used to attack VDM. Nobody is attacking VDM. People are asking questions, and he also asks questions. He attacked GTB even with baseless claims too. So I don't know. I'm just saying. That it's question. Wow. If you take it,
does he talk? Only.
If you take it too personal, then maybe that's where the problem is. Okay, but I don't know. I don't know what you guys think, but maybe there's a reason to ask questions. Maybe there's a link, or maybe there's not. But again, the question he asked is reasonable. It's reasonable. People are just so retarded that they think that because you're asking questions or coming against someone or criticizing someone, then you're the enemy. No. I can be against this government and still ask questions. Anyways, let me know what you think.